this is not where Forrest Gump sat. Good day, everybody. This is the Florida Golden Girl. Today's travel adventure takes us to the town of Mount Dora. The local cemetery we're going to be taking a look at was established in 1919, and it originally went by the name of Forest Cemetery. In 1953, it underwent another name changed, and they called it Pine Forest Cemetery, and that was due to all of the pine trees that were in the local area. And so, folks, this is the cemetery we're going to be looking at today. Been a while since I've done any visits to any local cemeteries. What's funny was I tricked my sidekick into coming out here. He wanted to come out to Mount Dora, so I was looking at what local cemeteries were in the area, and this is actually the only one. So here we are, back in the saddle again. As you know, I'm with my sidekick. Oh, he just kind of gave me this look like, are you really? We're here? I go, yes, we are. I missed being in cemeteries. There's just something about it. Sometimes it's just exciting because it's the thrill of what am I going to discover? Any Civil War veteran graves? What's the oldest grave? Anybody famous interred here? What's the history? And so this has been around for quite a while. It's been around for a little over 100 years. And yeah, my sidekick ain't too happy, but he'll get over it. You enjoying your time here, huh, sidekick?
Not really. Not really.
For him, it just depends on what the cemetery is, if it's exciting or not. So we're coming upon our first marker. And so we have a Vietnam veteran. He died in 2008. This is a fairly open cemetery. You could see somebody mowing the lawn in a distance. I hope everybody's having an enjoyable day. And I'm hoping everybody's been enjoying the change in the content that I've been uploading. I thought I'd give the cemetery vlogs a break for a while because you're talking almost 2 years worth of filming exclusively cemeteries. They are still the ones that get the most hits, but I've been promising you different content. We've been going out to different local areas and checking things out. So we're going to work our way back going forward because I really want to see what's going on. I think what I am going to do is we're going to do a drive-through, and then we're going to stop and we're going to take a look at some interesting things. I think that's the best way of seeing exactly what we've got going on here. Those are the original lights to this area, by the way, because you don't see things like that anymore in any local cemetery. So what I'm going to do is okay, sidekick, we're going to drive by and then we're going to go through the back and do it that way, okay? So my sidekick is really anxious. He wants to take a drive through the cemetery. That'll be our approach. And so let's go, sidekick. Because this place, it looks like back over there, there's even more graves. And what I want to do is I want to get to the oldest part first. So just take it slow, sidekick. So look at this. Always, we have found in every other cemetery, it's always the more recent graves are up front, and all the older graves would be in the back. I don't know if it's the case in this cemetery, but my hunch tells me that it is. I see in the distance. We're gonna do a stop up there. What I see is there is a fence, and it's surrounding a grave. Normally when they do things like that it's somebody prominent. And so my sidekick is gonna stop for a moment, and we're gonna get out. We're gonna get out and we're gonna go take a look at it. Thank you, sidekick, I appreciate that. So immediately what I'm noticing is older graves. Look at this, folks. So you have somebody that was born in California, and he died in 1912, and so far this is the oldest grave that we have found. Memory of Ralph C. Kingston. So that tells me that he was migrated his way from the west coast to the east coast. And so these are some even earlier graves. He died in 1910 and she died in 1916. And it just says American Legion, so he may have been a veteran, but there's nothing that indicates that he was. So you've got Donnelly. She died in 1908, and he died in 1930. Okay. How many cemeteries have we went to and we have found, where it's fenced off and it's somebody famous, prominent? Like I said, so this is the oldest grave, folks. She died in 1904. But yet the cemetery wasn't established until a few years later. And then it shows here he died in 1884. You can't see that, but so I guess so this must be the original part of the cemetery, and then they just built up around it. That's exactly what they did. So yeah, so it must have started out with one grave and then they just built on, because these are all Lewis's. (1931), but here's an even newer one. Well, she died in 1890. So this has got some really old graves. And then if I go to my right, so hers is the oldest one. You've got, he died 1909 and she died 1918. Now I have no idea if they were probably local farmers to the areas, but they're not prominent. Can you just imagine what it was like back then? I know I bring this up once in a while, but their bodies were horse and buggied over. 1956, and he looks like he was a Mason. And then you have some Fosters here. He was almost 100 years old. And she was died in 1959. So yep, and there looks like there's some military graves. So you got somebody that died in the Spanish-American War. He died in 1956. Now, those are rare right there, folks. You never see graves going that far back. And then here's another Spanish-American War veteran right here. Company K, 4th Regiment, Missouri Infantry. He died in 55. So far, Spanish-American War in Vietnam. It looks like they're getting ready to bury one over there in the distance. So, I don't have my stick with me, so it's kind of why it feels a little bit jerky when you're looking at the thing. So I'm looking at one over here. I normally can spot the old ones. As many cemeteries as we visited, you kind of can spot what the older ones look like. So he is 44, 66. So he must have been Korea. Or he won in a war. Because normally, if they were a veteran of a war, they will put that where they were a veteran of that particular campaign in Tombstone, and that didn't happen. Wow. Look at this. I'm towards the back. So we have a World War II veteran. So McCormick. So he was a man of compassion and beloved wife. And she's evidently still alive. Unless she's buried and they haven't put her date of death. So. I see this over here in a distance, so I wanted to take a look at it. I'm kind of trying to see. So these are all Clarks. Right there. The one family. And so this is Connor. But it doesn't say anything. And that's a gate right there. One can go out of, but that's not where I came in from. Oh, it's one of those over-decorated ones. You got dolphins, you got angels. Oh, here's a new one here. It doesn't give it a date of death. Now, it's rare to see a hose. You rarely find them. Hell, if I was homeless, that would be where I'd live, right in a cemetery. Believe it or not, that's the safest place to live. Who's gonna bother you except the people that are already interred here? I mean, that's just my thought. Because nobody will bother you. You got, I guess, I'm kind of looking to see. Spotting a mid-sized obelisk over there we'll take a look at, but it goes, you've got graves going all the way. Do you see that? You've got graves going all the way back over there, folks. I haven't seen any near tombstones. She died in 2003. And then you got another World War II veteran, but he's a Purple Heart. So, oh, there it is. Yeah, that looks like that's an old type of marker right there. Oh no, he died in 2010. And then Peterson, Irma Peterson, he died in 1997, so that fooled me. Okay, so I'm gonna make my way back to my vehicle so that we can do a little bit. I mean, you have another World War II veteran. He died in 62. And then you got some other graves here. I figured I'd let you take a look at. And then another World War II veteran here. He died in 62. And he was Marine Corps Reserve. So far, we found the oldest grave, or the very first grave that was started. 2 veterans of the Spanish-American War, a Vietnam vet, a couple of World War II veterans. Another World War. Oh, and now we have a World War I veteran. So the roads are pretty much look like they're well maintained. It's just freaking big. I mean, if you're pretty healthy, you can trek this. But I kind of wanted to do something a little bit different. Stop out, take a look at a few graves. Look at the oldest ones. That one in the distance over there with the fence is what is what I wanted us to stop and see, because that sure looks prominent. Yeah, we'll take a little bit of a drive before we leave our present location today. Okay, sidekick, let's do a little bit of more of a drive through and then we'll call it a day here. So the weather's really nice. Like I said, you got a couple of people here. I don't know what they're doing, but I could care less. See? So my sidekick is going to do a turnaround. See, yeah, all of these are more recent graves. Again, I'm just, there's a school over there in the distance. And again, I'm just surprised with, you know, they have these water spigots here that you could, as many times as we've been to them, they're all closed off. But yeah, once upon a time, they used to have them where people could water their flowers and things like that. And we used to drink from those, but we were kids. What did we know back then? You know, you didn't have the concerns of, oh, it's this and that. No, you might die of botulism and blah, blah, blah like you do today. But back then, you know, we didn't know. Science was not as developed then as it is today. It is a pretty place. I mean, it's, I would say, a mid-sized cemetery. And you'll see straight ahead is the caretaker's cottage. There's no office here. I would imagine it's just, there's no type of requirement or anything like that. There's no columbariums here for anybody that's cremated. There was a couple of above ground graves. So there's the caretaker's cottage right there. I asked my sidekick to go straight ahead so we can get the full view. So he's gonna stop here because this is another way out, and so I figured I'd end the video here of our visit here in Mount Dora at Pine Forest Cemetery. Name was changed in 1953. Cemetery established in 1919. Well, folks, looks like, oh, we have another World War I vet. And then this was his wife. And then there's oh, so these are infants. The one on the bottom was only 2 days old. And I guess he was stillborn. So So here's a few older ones here I thought I'd stop by. And then you have another World War I veteran here. And then this is right near the gate. And then that's his. And that was, I guess, his mother. Nope, would have been somebody else's mother, I guess. And then you have another World War I veteran here. He was only 18 when he joined. Well, folks, that's going to do it for today's visit to Mount Dora. I want to thank everybody that took the time to visit me today. So this gentleman here, his name is William Alden Norton, and he was a friend of God and youth, and he was a pioneer of the Christian home and Bible school. He's only 30 years old when he died. Like, subscribe, click on that notification bell that lets you know when a new video will be uploaded. Tell a neighbor, tell a friend, tell the dog, tell the cat, tell a stranger. Word of mouth is how my channel grows. The Spanish-American War. And I appreciate each and every one of you that have taken the time to visit me today. Check out my earlier videos. I think there's lots of cool videos I've done. And I think you, if you take the time, you might find something that you enjoy. Send me an email. My email's in the About tab of this channel. Let me know what you think. I've disabled the comments for a reason. I've mentioned that so many times. And I think emails are best. If there's something you're looking for, and if I can do it, fine. I receive no money for doing this. But again, I'm a retiree with time on our hands. Yes, I know people are thinking, oh, you could volunteer and blah, blah, blah. You know, I did all that. I've done all that. And so here's a World War I veteran. And he was a first lieutenant. He was a veteran of two wars, Spanish-American and World War I. That's what SAW means. So, I hope you enjoyed today's visit back, going through another cool cemetery. There's still plenty of them, but again, you know, it kind of, sometimes it's hard to get out there. Oh, a World War II veteran. So we've seen veterans of Spanish-American War, World War I, World War II, and Vietnam. No Korea. And this has just been a delight to be able to get out here and visit cemeteries once again. You know, our drive through took us to a couple surprises, which I quite enjoy. And with that, from me and my sidekick, thanks for watching. And so long for now.